those hands together. Here we go.
Long distance information gave me Memphis, Tennessee. Held me by the party that tried to get in touch with me. She could not leave a number, but I know who place to call. 'Cause my uncle took the message and he wrote it on the wall. Help me information, get in touch with my Marie. She's the only one who'd call me from Memphis, Tennessee. Her home is on the south side, high up on the beach, just a half a mile from the Mississippi Bridge. Help me information, more than that I cannot add. Only that I miss her and all the fun we had. Marie is only 6 years old. Information, please. Try to pull me through to her in Memphis, Tennessee. How about it, Jeff? Last time I saw Marie, she was waving me goodbye. Quick, hurry home, drops on her cheeks that trickle from her eyes. But we pulled apart because her mouth would not agree. It tore apart my happy home in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's take it home, boys.
A song by Johnny Rivers. Mid-60s became a #1 hit. As a matter of fact, let's do another Johnny Rivers song. I mentioned a song called Secret Agent Man. Who remembers Secret Agent Man? Quite a few people. And I'm going to have my buddy over here. His name is Rich Gordon. He does a great, great job on this. Oh, okay. Why don't we do that then? Let's see. But we had a couple requests for that. We're going to do another Johnny Rivers song, Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu. We're going to feature my buddy right here, Mr. Jack Colombo.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
All right, if you're not dancing, why don't you put those hands in and take it back. Once again, Mr. Johnny Rivers. Nice job. Good job. Believe it or not, we got a ton of requests already. We're going to take care of as many as we can. We're doing a song now by a young lady who was one of my favorite country artists way, way back. Anybody remember a lady by the name of Skeeter Davis? Anybody? Nobody? But I guarantee you're going to know the song. This is a great, great song. Came out about 1961, 62. And became #1 on the charts. And I'm trying to think who... Skeeter Davis was married to Walt Emery. And he was a big movie producer. But anyways, the name of the song, and you're going to know it, it's called The End of the World.
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore. Why do the birds go on singing? Why do the stars shine above? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder how anything's the same as it was. I can't understand, no, I can't understand. But life goes on the way it does. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye. I wake up in the morning and I wonder how anything's the same as it was. I can't understand, no, I can't understand. Well, life goes on the way it does. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye.
Anybody hear that song before? Quite a few. I know you would. All right. How many people out there really like country music? You got a lot of people really... we're going to do a song right now. We do a song right now by a gentleman, and his name is Dwight Yoakam, and the younger kids would know him. And I like this song because it's not all country, but it's a rock and roll country song. And great song. Clap along, dance along, sing along, whatever you want to do. Great song called "Fast as You." Dwight Yoakam. Thank you very much. That was my buddy Richard on guitar, great guitarist. I mentioned earlier, we've been together for how long? 52 years? Is that what it is? 52 years. I can't even remember. And we've opened up for just about every major Rock and Roll Hall of Fame act from the rock and roll era. But the very first big show we ever did was 46 years ago. And we were so nervous because we were a lot younger and we never opened up, but we were in front of 10,000 people. And we were so fortunate to open up with a gentleman they called the father of rock and roll. Who remembers Bill Haley in the Comets? Do you remember them? Well, this is going to take you way, way back. My buddy Rich is going to do a song by Bill Haley in the Comets. He had Rock Around the Clock, but this is one of my favorite ones. And hope you clap along, sing along, and dance with us.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
those hands together now. Here we go. Bill Haley in the comments, Mr. Rich Gordon. Nice job. Good job, guys. Now, moving right along, if I seem like I'm going quickly, it's because we got so many songs we want you to hear, and with such limited time and so many requests, but we're going to do the best we can. How many people remember Oldies 103 in Boston, the Oldies station? Quite a few people out there. Well, we actually worked for Oldies 103. We had a 4-year contract with them, and what they would do is once a month, I think, or once every other 2 weeks, they would bring a national rock and roll act in from the Hall of Fame, and they'd perform on either the Esplanade in Boston or City Hall Plaza. And our job was to come out and do an hour's worth of rock and roll and warm the crowd up and then bring out the main acts. And we had such a great time doing that. We get to perform with, Three Dog Night, Grand Funk Railroad, Young Rascals, a whole bunch of different groups. But my favorite one was a group called Paul Revere and the Raiders. Do you remember them? Who remembers Paul Revere and the Raiders? Quite a few. They're one of my favorite groups. And I always tell the story that when we finished with the show, Paul Revere came over and said to me, why are you packing up? I said, well, we're done with the show, aren't we, Mr. Revere? He says, no. He says, myself and the Raiders rented the Union Oyster House across the street, and we would have loved to have the Reminiscents join us for midnight dinner. Just the Reminiscents and Paul Revere and the Raiders. And we really appreciated it. It was very nice of them. We became great friends with them and worked a lot with them later on, Topsfield Fair, all over the New England. But anyways, this is the last big hit that they had. They made more money on this one hit than they did with the other 6 or 7 #1 hits they had. Great, great song. I need you to clap along. It's called Indian Nation. All right, I'm gonna need your help right now. I want y'all to clap your hands. This is going out to Paul Revere.
They took the whole Indian nation, put us on this reservation, took away our way of life. Tomahawk and the bow and knife, took away our native tongue, taught the English to our young. All the beads we made by hand, nowadays made in Japan. Cherokee people, Cherokee tribe, so proud to live, so proud to die. They took the whole Indian nation, locked us on this reservation. Though I wear a shirt and tie, still part red man deep inside. Cherokee people, Cherokee tribe, so proud to live, so proud to die. Maybe someday when they learn, Cherokee Nation will return, will return, will return, will return.
The Paul Revere and the Raiders here. Thank you, thank you. As I mentioned, unfortunately, Paul passed away a couple years ago, but he's still in our hearts. Great, great guy. Now, we're going to do a song. There was a group that we opened up for years and years ago. They were called the Contours. Does anybody know who the Contours are? They had 5 #1 hits back in the early 60s. Anybody know them at all? Nobody. Well, I guarantee you're going to know who they are after we do this song. The Contours had 5 or 6 #1 hits back in the early 60s, and they kind of drifted away. And then 20 years later, this gentleman approached them and said, he says, I'm making a movie and I would love to have all your music be the backdrop to our movie. And they said, yeah, we'd love to do it. Anyways, it was the best movie they ever made because that movie was a huge success and it brought the Contours back to #1. The name of the movie was Dirty Dancing with Patrick Swayze. You've seen the movie Dirty Dancing? We're going to take it back with the Contours who did all the music, but this is one of my favorite ones. It's called Do You Love Me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
me now.
Hey, work, work, oh, shake it, baby, shake it. Work, work, come on and shake it now, baby. Work, work, with just a little bit of soul now. Work, now get it, baby. Work, work, come on and work it out, baby. Work, work, now drive me crazy. Work, work.
Watch me now.
Work, work it out, baby. Work, work, come on and shake it, baby. Work, work, I don't get lazy. Get it, baby. Work, work, you know you drive me crazy. Work, work, just a little bit of soul now. Work, work. Well, I can mash potato. I can mash potato. I can do the twist. I can do the twist. Now tell me, baby. Tell me, baby. What do you like it like this? Do you like it like this? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me.
Now, if someone asks you who the Contours are, you can tell them they did all the music from Dirty Dancing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Now, a couple years ago, we had a tour with a group called the Grassroots. Do you remember the Grassroots? We were with them up at Hampton Beach. Not Hampton Beach, I'm sorry, the Topsfield Fair, the Biggie out in Springfield. A bunch of great guys. And we're doing one of my favorite hits. My buddy Jack is going to do it right now. This was the song came out in the mid-'60s. I know you know this song because it's such a favorite song for everyone. It's called Midnight Confessions.
1, 2, 3, 4. The sound of your footsteps tell me that you're near. Such an emotion there.
Nice job there.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, it's the early, middle 70s, something like that. Grassroots, great group. Does anybody out there like disco? 1, 2. Let's see, 3. I think you all like it, but you won't admit it. We're going to take it back. Who ever heard of a group called KC and the Sunshine Band? You heard of them? People all know that. All right. Hey, if you want to dance, especially this couple down, they do a great job down here. You guys ready to do the disco? Actually, that's Bobby and Sissy from Lawrence Welk Show 50 years later. You guys ready?
Give me 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, put those hands together now. Here we go.
Let's get together. I just need you. Do fine. All I really like to do. I'll do the dance. Get the love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Do the dance. Get the love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Hey baby, I'll meet you. Same place, same time. We can live together. Ease on my mind. Oh, do the dance. Get down tonight. Get down tonight, baby. Do the dance. Get the love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight.
KC and the Sunshine Band. My buddy Rich, good job, Rich. Nice. All right, now, I'll tell you a funny story. We were performing with the Beach Boys up at, it's called Bank Pavilion now. It used to be called Meadowbrook up in Guilford, New Hampshire. And we did our show with the Beach Boys thanks to Roy Gray out there. And About 2 weeks later, we got a call from the owner, and he said, would you guys like to come back and do a major opening act for a major country show? And we had worked in the past with Gretchen Wilson and Patty Loveless and so on and so forth. We said, yeah, we'd love to do it. So anyways, 2 weeks later, we went up there and we rehearsed, and this group that we were opening up for were the latest and greatest in the country charts. They had 3 #1 hits in the past month or so that they were up there. And they came out, and the band came out, and they looked like they were in junior high school. They looked so young. I said, my God, we're getting old. And then the lead singer came out, and he looked like maybe he's a junior or senior in high school. And turns out they did this show. That was the best country acts I've seen in a long, long time. Anybody know a gentleman by the name of Josh Turner? Ever hear of Josh Turner? A few people have. Well, I asked Josh, I said, would you do me a big favor? He said, what? He said, we work all over New England, and we like to get new music once in a while, some country music. Would you mind if I did one of your hit songs? He said, which one? I said, Your Man, which is #1 in the charts at the time. You know what he said to me? He says, I'll tell you what, Grandpa, if you do my song, you better do a good job, because it's going to get back to me. And I said, you fresh little bit. No, never mind, I won't tell you what I said. But anyways, I'm going to let you be the judge of it, and we're going to give it a shot right now. Great song by Josh Turner called Your Man.
1, 2, 1.
Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Put some music on the soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt the feeling quite strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man. Don't you worry, we're in no hurry to take our time. Come a little closer, let's go over what I have in mind. Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Put some music on the soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt the feeling quite strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man. Ever love nobody way that I love you. We're alone now, you don't know how long I wanted you. Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Put some music on the soft and slow. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt the feeling quite strong. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man. I can't believe how much
much. Little Josh Scherner for you. Thank you. If he gets a chance, he's actually a great guy, and we became friends with him, and plays up at Hampton Beach once in a while at the casino. But how many true country fans, real hardcore country fans do we have right now? Let me see. We got any at all? Nobody. Nobody. Oh, don't be afraid. Raise your hand. Yeah, there you go. All right. We'll take it back. There's a gentleman used to come to New England and tour once in a while. He was all over the world performing. And when he would come to New England, he would call this gentleman right here on the phone and say, "Hey, look, can you play lead guitar for me? I'm doing 5 or 6 jobs in New England." And he said, "I'd be honored to do it." Well, I'm going to show him off tonight because that gentleman that calls him to do the shows in New England, his name is Johnny Cash. And he's played with him many, many times. And we're going to feature him on a great, great song called Folsom Prison Blues. I need your help right now. I want y'all to clap your hands. Let's get in a country mood. I hear that train coming round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in folks in prison. Time keeps dragging on. When I hear that train coming down on T-side, I know. Well, when I was just a baby, my mama told me, "Son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns." Well, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Oh yeah, I ain't seen the sunshine. I hang my head and cry. All right, still rich. Here we go now. Bet you all those rich folks, those fancy dining cars, probably bringing coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I guess I had it coming. I know I can't be free. When I hear that whistle blowing, that's what soldiers be. All right, how about a little country piano, boy? Take it, Richie boy. Here we go. Yeah! I guess I'd have to move a little farther down the line, far from folks in prison. That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. All right, boys, let's bring it on now. Here we go. All right, some great country music out there. All right. We're just, we're trying to figure something out here. Okay, good enough. Now, how many people remember Creed's Clearwater Revival? You remember them? Quite a few people. All right. First, we're going to have Rich do a CCR song, and then we are going to have my buddy Jack do one. You can do any one you want, Rich. Whatever your favorite CCR
All right, we're going to do the one that does the paddle wheel.
The paddle wheel.
Yeah, it's called Proud Mary. If you don't know what the paddle wheel is, when I say rolling on a river, you do this. You don't even have to get up.
Don't we play that at Foxwoods all the time?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. You all set?
Yes.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Mr. Rich Gordon. Proud Mary. Now we're going to speed things up a little bit with a little bit of CCR. My buddy Jack is going to do it. Great, great song, and I love the song. It's called We're a Traveling Band.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, put those hands together now. Here we go.
737 coming up in the sky. Won't you take me down to Memphis on a midnight ride?
Well, I checked into the hotel, baby, John, oh well. Come on,
Creedence Clearwater Revival up here. Okay, now moving right along, I'm going to ask you a question. I think I know the answer to it. How many people out there like Elvis Presley? Any Elvis fans? Quite a few. We'll do is one of the prettiest songs that Elvis ever did for the movie Blue Hawaii. And if you want to dance, don't hesitate. It's a pretty, pretty song. It's called Can't Help Falling in Love.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flood surely to the sea, darling, so it does. Something all meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. If I am falling in love with river flood surely to the sea, darling, so it was. Something all meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life, for I am falling in love with you. For I am falling in love with you.
A little bit of Elvis for you. Thank you so much. All right, now, how many people went to school, high school in the 60s? You had a lot of people went in the 60s there? I went in the 1860s, but I'm talking about just 40 years ago. Quite a few, all right. We do a song right now, and it's one of my favorite ones. My buddy Rich does it. This came out probably you guys could probably tell me, 64, 65, 66, something like that. And it was the group, they were called Steppenwolf. You've heard of Steppenwolf, anybody? Who said that? You're showing your age. But be proud of it. It's a great dancing song. Why don't you clap along and sing along to a song called Born to be Wild. We're gonna need your help now. Everybody put those hands together, clap it along. You wanna dance, you're more than welcome. Here we go. Is your motor running? Looking for adventure?
And whatever comes our way. Yeah, baby, don't make it up. Set the world in a laughing train. Find all the girls, it's money, it's money.
bit of Steppenwolf. How about hand for Rich Good, the great guitar player, I tell you. Great guy, too. All right, now, we want to say a special hello to one of our dearest friends. She's been following us for years. Her name is Rowie Gray. And Rowie Gray is a huge Beach Boys fan. And because of her, we were able to open up the Beach Boys for a number of times. And a bunch of great guys. And unfortunately, Brian Wilson passed away about a month ago. And we decided to put a little medley together of the Beach Boys. How many Beach Boys fans do we have here? A lot of Beach Boys? All right. Now this is, I need you to clap along and sing along. We put this together in memory of the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson. And there's 3 songs I think you're going to like. I want you to clap along, sing along, and even dance along. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, put those hands together now. Everybody, here we go.
Since you put me down, I've been up and in my head. I come in late at night and more not stay in bed. Rhonda, you look so fine. No, I gotta take much time for you to help me right, help me get it out of my heart. Get it right in my heart. She was gonna be my wife, and I was gonna be her man. Oh, Rhonda, well, she let another guy come between us and she shattered our plan. Oh, Rhonda, well, Rhonda, you caught my eye. Know about the reasons why. You gotta help me right, help me get it out of my heart. Get it right in my heart.
Everybody clap along. Here we go.
Get it right in my heart. Ba 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 Baran. Ba 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 Baran. Please take my hand. Ba 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 Baran. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling, Baran. Ba 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 Baran. Went to a dance, looking for romance, saw my Baran, so I go take a chance, my Baran. Ba 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 Baran, Baran. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling, Baran. Ba 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 Baran. Just take a stroll, drive it up, drive it up, so I know what to do, Baran. Ba 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 Baran, Baran. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling, Baran. Ba ba ba
the USA. Let everybody be served like California. You see them wearing their baggies, and I see some that's true. Bushy, bushy blonde hairdo, surfing USA. You catch them surfing in Disney, Pacific Palisades, San Jose and Sun, Redondo Beach and Lake, all over Manhattan, Waikiki Bay. Everybody's got surfing USA. Well, I'll be playing that room. We're gonna take real soon. We're waxing down our surfboard. We can't wait for June. Well, I'll be come for the song. We run so far to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing USA. You can't be surfing in Disney, Pacific Palisades, San Jose and Sun, Redondo Beach and Lake, all over Manhattan, Waikiki Bay. Everybody's got surfing USA. All right, let's do it now. Here we go. Well, I'll be planning that route. We're gonna take real soon. We're waxing down our surfboard. We can't wait for June. Well, I'll be come for the summer. We run safari to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing USA. You can go surfing in Disney, Pacific Palisades, San Jose and Sun, Redondo Beach and Lake, all over Manhattan, Waikiki Bay. Everybody's gone surfing USA. Everybody's gone surfing USA. Yeah, everybody's gone surfing USA. That's our salute to Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. Thank you, and also to Roy Gray. Now, I got something I want you to help me out with. You guys have a good time tonight? Everybody have a good time? A few people. We'll do something really special now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to run down there because I've got to explain to these people what we're going to do. Last September, we were absolutely thrilled to be the opening act for my childhood hero. His name was Peter Noon, and he had a group called Herman's Hermits. Do you remember Peter Noon? Herman's Hermits? Raise your hand. Let's see. Peter Noon sang, he was 13 years old. He sang Henry VIII I Am, Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter, No Milk Today. He had tons and tons of hits. But he puts on a great show. But anyways, I was in his trailer, we all were, and we were talking with him. And I asked Peter, I said, Peter, what is the best song you like to end your show with at night? He tours all over the country, actually internationally, and he said, well, I have one song that I do, and the reason why I do it because everybody helps me out with the song. That's why I walked all the way up here. What's that, half a mile I walked? I don't know. But anyways, he says everybody gets into it, and they really, really enjoy the song, and he said, it's my personal favorite anyways. Now, I know all you guys know this song, but what I want you to do is at the beginning of the song, just kind of sway back and forth. It's a nice, easy song, all right? And then in the middle, I'm going to have you wave your hands and sing along. Is that fair enough? Everybody going to help me out? Raise your hand. Everybody ready to help me out? All right. Again, just begin the song, just kind of sway back and forth. You don't know what to do. We'll show you what to do. It's very simple. Everybody ready? Are you ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just sway back and forth. Here we go. There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight, all over the world.
sound. Lovers in love.
All right, everybody, put your hands overhead. Sing nice line, everybody.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Nice job. One more time. Here we go.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Nice job. Now just sway. Here we go.
So listen very carefully, closer now, and you will see what I mean. It isn't a dream. The only sound that you will hear is when I whisper in your ear, I love you. Forever and ever. Is a kind of hush all over the world tonight. All over the world, you can hear the sound. Lovers in love.
All right, everybody, one time. Hands over here, nice and loud.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
One more time, nice and loud. Here we go. Over your head.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la.
Nice job. All right, now just sway. Here we go.
So listen very carefully, closer now, and you will see what I mean. It isn't a dream. The only sound that you will hear is when I whisper in your ear, I love you. Forever and ever. There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight. All over the world, you can hear the sound. Lovers in love. Hush. Lovers in love. Hush. Lovers in love. Hush.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I'm actually amazed that I didn't fall over backwards and roll down the hill. When you get to be 86, it's kind of hard to walk up and down now. So let me go down. It's a balancing act. It certainly is. All right, I think we're going to do one more song, and you guys are going to really, really like this. We had the privilege of opening up for a gentleman from Detroit, Michigan. And he was huge in the 60s. His name was Mitch Ryder, and his group was called the Detroit Wheels. Anybody remember them? Mitch Ryder, Detroit Wheels? All right. I want to see some clapping along. I want to see some dancing along, because you're going to recognize the song right now. It's kind of a mini medley by Mitch Ryder. It's called Devil with a Blue Dress. All right, the last song. I want you to put those hands together. Everybody, here we go now. Mitch Ryder. All right. Hey, yeah. Devil in the blue dress. Devil with the blue dress. Devil with the blue dress. Devil with the blue dress.
She comes wearing her wig hat and shades her back. She got high heel shoes and an alligator. Wig goes and a diamond ring. She got bracelets on her fingers now and everything. With the blue dress, with the blue dress on. Good God, hey!
Oh yeah, here we go now. Get ready.
All right, hey! Now, here we go.
All right, thank you so much. Now, this is the most important part of the evening, and we ask you all to bear with us just for one moment. I'm proud to say I served aboard the attack aircraft carrier, the USS John F. Kennedy, during the Vietnam War. And when we got out of the Navy, we decided we were going to start the Reminiscents, but we made one pledge to ourselves that at the end of every performance, we would end in a special way. We do 200 nights a year for the past 52 years. And we always end it in a special way. Can I ask you all, please, if you could all please stand? This would really help us out. And again, we're so proud to be in a great, great country like the United States of America. And really, these poor kids have no idea what's going on about their country and so on and so forth. But it's not perfect. It's going to get better, and it's still the greatest country in the world. I ask you all to help us out with a great, great song. It's called God Bless America, and I want you to sing nice and loud and put your hands over your head and be proud of this great nation. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, hands over your head. Everybody sing nice and loud. Here we go. God bless America, land that I love. Over your head. Beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean. Like the follow. God bless America, my home sweet home. Right, from the top, everyone. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the ocean, by the God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America. Everybody, nice and loud. My home sweet home. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And a special thank you to the Recreation Department and also the Lions over here doing a great, great job. And once again, drive safely. God bless you all. Have a great night. Thank you.